Hi, everybody. This is Eric Kimmel back again with the Northern Lights behind me. And I'm really not in any country where you can see the beautiful Northern Lights. I'm in my basement. But as I said yesterday, I think you'd rather see the Northern Lights than my ironing board. And today I have another story that will go with the Northern Lights because this is a story about a cold sea voyage on an iceberg with a polar bear as one of the main characters. One of the best books I ever wrote, except didn't win any awards, but who cares? I know a good bit of writing when I see it. This book is called Simon and the Bear, with just wonderful illustrations by Matt Truman. This is the second book of mine that Matt has illustrated, and I hope we get to do more. I should talk a little bit about this story. The Simon in the story is my grandfather, Simon Kimmel, who was a rather gruff, unpleasant person, but you really can't blame him because he had a very gruff, unpleasant life. He was orphaned as an infant and raised in somebody's house. I don't know anything about it. He never went to school, but from the time he was 6 years old, he went to work in a tailor shop, and that's what he did his whole life. I once asked my uncle if he had any stories or memories of those days, and my uncle said no, he never talked about it, probably because it was so awful. There was nothing he particularly wanted to remember except two things. One was being hungry all the time, and two was how good the black bread in Europe tasted. There was nothing in America like it. And my uncle added, it probably tasted so good because it was all he got. And that was very likely true. Now, the second part of the story came from an article that I read when the Titanic was celebrating its 100th anniversary. And there are a lot of articles about the Titanic and people who sailed on the Titanic. And I came across this one story about a Jewish man who was a locksmith by trade. And like many people of the time, he was working his way to America. He'd make a little money, travel a little further down the road to another city, work a little bit, save some more money, travel a little further. And by step, he made it to London. And there he had a bit of luck. A friend told him that there was going to be a new ocean liner making its maiden voyage, and they needed a locksmith in case any of the locks on board got jammed or needed to repair. So he applied for the job and he got it. This was great. Free room and board and a free ticket to America, which is where he wanted to go all along. Except that's when his luck ran out because the ship was the Titanic. It went down in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and about 2 weeks later, they found this poor young man frozen to death on an iceberg. Well, I read that story and I thought, that's a miserable story. That's the worst story I ever heard. And I thought, well, I can't do anything for that poor fellow, but I can retell his story and I can give it a happy ending. So here's what I did. And the book is called Simon and the Bear. When Simon set out for America, he promised his mother and brothers and sisters that he would work hard and save money. As soon as he could, he would send tickets for all of them. Simon's mother lovingly packed his knapsack for the journey. She put in hard-boiled eggs, salt herring, and 2 loaves of black bread, heavy as stones. Because Chanukah was coming, she added something extra. I've packed a little menorah, a box of candles, matches, a dreidel, and plenty of latkes, she said, holding back her tears. Wherever you are, Simon, don't forget to celebrate Chanukah and its miracles. Who knows? You may need a miracle on your long journey. Simon took the train to the seaport. There he managed to get the very last ticket for a ship bound for America. His bunk was in the hold with 300 other people packed together like herring in a barrel. When the ship sailed, the barrel began to roll. For days on end, the ship rolled one way and then another, back and forth. There was little to eat, but no one felt like eating. Simon didn't mind the noise, the smell, or the rolling of the ship. Every roll brought him closer to America. One night, Simon felt the ship lurch. He heard sirens and people yelling, "Everyone on deck!" Simon grabbed his knapsack and ran on deck with the others. A gigantic wall of ice loomed out of the sea. Its surface sparkled like diamonds in the moonlight. "An iceberg!" Simon heard the sailors shouting. The ship had struck this floating mountain of ice. Now it was sinking. Simon stayed on deck, helping people into the lifeboats until only one boat remained. Simon climbed in. The sailors began lowering away. "Don't go! Wait for me!" shouted a man in a fur coat as he ran across the deck. "No room!" the sailors shouted back at him. "The boat is full. We'll sink if we take one more person." The man's face fell. He tossed his watch to Simon. "If you get to New York, give this watch to my little boy. My name is on the back. Tell him Daddy loved him." The watch felt heavy in Simon's hand. This isn't right, he thought. That little boy will grow up without his father. I know what that feels like. "Wait," he called to the sailors. Simon climbed out of the lifeboat. He returned the watch. "Get in, mister. Your boy needs you more than he needs a watch. I'll stay here." "You're very brave," the man said as he got into the boat. "I'll never forget you." Simon stood alone on the deck as the lifeboat rowed away. The sinking ship groaned, and its bow lifted into the air. Simon grabbed his knapsack and leaped from the rail just before the ship slipped below the dark water. Simon landed on the iceberg. He looked up at the moon and said, "Now I am truly alone. I will die here." He thought sadly about his mother. Then he recalled her parting words. He straightened. "Tonight is the first night of Chanukah, a time of hope. I won't give up. I'll even light a candle. Who knows? A miracle may happen for me, just as one happened for the Maccabees long ago." Simon took out his menorah. He said the blessings and lit the shamas and the first candle. Then he spun his dreidel. "Kimmel is the winning letter," Simon murmured as he watched the dreidel spin. "But I don't need Kimmel. I need Nun. That letter stands for Nace, miracle. Come on, dreidel. Give me Nun. Give me a miracle." Simon spun his dreidel again and again. At last it fell on the letter Nun. By then the candles had burnt out. In the darkness, Simon heard a splash nearby. Then he made out a ghostly shape swimming toward him. It pulled itself onto the iceberg and shook all over. Simon found himself staring into the face of an enormous white bear. The dreidel dropped from his hand. The bear sniffed at it. Then she sniffed Simon's knapsack. "Are you hungry, bear?" Simon said brightly, trying not to show his fear. Slowly and carefully he opened his pack. "Have I got a treat for you," he said. He handed a latke to the bear, who gobbled it down. "Delicious, isn't it? Have some more," Simon cooed. Better to eat latkes than to eat me. After 2 more latkes, the bear was still hungry, so Simon gave her his black bread and herring. She didn't care for the hard-boiled eggs. Simon ate those himself. Then the bear lay down on the ice and went to sleep. A cold wind blew across the ocean. Simon shivered. I wonder if the bear will let me get close to her out of the wind. He crept over to the bear and snuggled against her fur. The bear growled in her sleep. She stretched her paw over Simon as if he were one of her cubs. Simon closed his eyes. He slept safe and warm that night. When Simon awoke the next morning, the bear was gone. He felt lonelier than ever. Will she come back? He wondered. For what seemed like hours, he stared at the empty horizon. Then he saw something white bobbing on the waves. It was the bear, swimming towards him. The bear climbed back on the ice. Simon saw that she had a fish in her mouth. She skinned it with her teeth, and then, to his surprise, she bit it in two and gave him half. Simon cut up the fish with his pocket knife and tried a piece. Not bad, he told the bear. A little salty, like lox. He and the bear ate the fish together. The bear went fishing again, and that night, when Simon lit the second Chanukah candle, his stomach was full. Over the next few days, the bear swam off in the morning to fish and returned in the afternoon with her catch. Every night, Simon lit one more candle in the menorah. He shared his latkes and entertained the bear with Chanukah songs and stories. Then they curled up together to go to sleep. This is truly a miracle, and not the only one, Simon said to himself. He counted the miracles on his fingers. He'd gotten the last ticket. He found a place in the lifeboat. He'd saved a man's life. He jumped on the iceberg, not in the ocean. The bear didn't eat him. She brought him food. She kept him warm. 7 miracles. Simon looked out across the sea. It will take another miracle for me to be rescued. Is one more too much to ask? The last night of Chanukah arrived. Simon lit the candles. As they burned out one by one, leaving him in utter darkness, he thought, I have no more candles, no more matches. Tonight we ate the last latke. My knapsack is empty. No bread, no eggs, no herring. Maybe the bear will swim away tomorrow. Then no fish. I will surely die of cold and hunger. Simon shivered as the moon rose over the cold sea. I have run out of miracles, he said. Suddenly the bear stood up on her hind legs. She sniffed the air. Dropping down, she jumped into the ocean and swam away. Bear, where are you going? Don't leave me, Simon called after her. Immediately, he heard other voices. Ahoy! You on the ice! Stay where you are! We've come to rescue you! A passing ship had seen the light of his Chanukah candles and sent a boat to investigate. Simon had his 8th miracle. He was saved. The ship brought Simon to New York. His story appeared in all the newspapers. Simon became a celebrity. The mayor gave him the key to the city, and the mayor was the man in the fur coat. You saved my life, the mayor told Simon. What can I do for you? Find me a job so I can bring my family to America, Simon asked. I will buy their tickets today. First class, the mayor promised. As for a job, I have one I think you will enjoy. For just as the Chanukah menorah has one extra candle, the shamus, so too did Simon receive one extra miracle. The mayor found him the perfect job as polar bear keeper in the Central Park Zoo, which goes to show that miracles aren't just for the Maccabees, Simon told his friends and family every year at Hanukkah time. They can happen to anyone, anywhere, even in the darkest of times. You just have to believe. And that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it.